Sekhmet 730 with YouTube. I really had a good time doing my live the other day. The orientation is fixed, so let's start. I'm going to ring the bell. The bell is the sound of the universe, okay? We're going to go ahead. I'm going to bring out the stones for love and clarity today. So we're going to hold these just for a couple of seconds. Deep breaths, because we want to enter this place with love and clarity in our hearts, okay? One more. All right, good job, you guys. All right, welcome, welcome. So for those of you who are new, this is Segment 730. This is a new format. Thank you so much for subscribing and tuning in. This means that we have enough people to go live, and we're going live, and we're having a really good time doing it. Lately, the divine has been pushing me to tell you guys how beautifully and wonderfully made you are and how worthy you are, okay? A lot of us are not feeling like we are worthy of that love. We're not worthy of the joy, but the divine wants us to know that we are, okay? The divine also wants us to use our inner child and start playing. So we need to play more. So usually this is what I do on Oranum.com. I pull from our What We Need to Know Today, which is our tarot deck, which I'm shuffling right now. And then I pull from my flash deck, and then there's also some prayers, okay? I like to get a well-rounded conversation with the divine so that we know exactly what we need to do. I like for the divine to give me and us enough light for the step that we're on, because sometimes you feel like I'm stepping out, but am I stepping out the right way? And the divine wants you to know, yes, you are stepping out the right way. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing, okay? So up, and there it is. So the Two of Wands has come out. Everything's falling apart. And maybe that, as I say that, maybe that's how someone feels, is that everything is falling apart, because that just kind of came out, didn't it? It sure did. So you know what you want to manifest, collective. Now you need to work out the how of the manifestation. You're exploring all your options and you're planning your path ahead before taking your action. Let your intuition and passion guide you as you confirm your next steps. When I decided to retire from my path, I was like, I know exactly what I want to do. I want to become this, this, and this. And I did not tell anybody about it because I wanted that to be something that was between me and the divine. And me and the divine, we prayed about it. I meditated about it. And I got an answer from my ancestors. And I wish I was joking. This is very true. And my ancestors told me that, you know, you need to focus on your foundation stones and your legacy. And I was like, what? How am I going to do all of that? That's hard. What? What about just give me money? Right? What about just, you know, hooking me up, blessing me? And the divine was like, no, I want you to be able to have a blessing that you can't get taken away. And sometimes how that feels is, you know, when you're working on a manifestation, it can feel like the divine has stripped us away from some things, but really the divine is stripping away, but they're also doing it in a way so that you can be strong, okay? Sometimes we believe that we are really strong until we come up against something and we realize we are not as strong as we thought. So that is why it's so important to, yes, we can have clarity. And of course, we are using our lapis, which does produce that clarity that we want. But it's also very, 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 very much important that we get out of our heads and we just act out on impulse as well. Acting out on impulse can really help us move forward. That energy that, because sometimes that doubt it can turn into stagnant energy. And that's something that you don't ever want. You don't ever want your doubt to be stagnant energy. All right, so let's move forward, okay? I'm gonna shuffle this flash deck one more time. And then I'm gonna cut the cards. And then I'm going to randomly pick. It's 1, it's 2, 3, that's 4 and 5. Bottom of the deck, same thing that we got the other day, power and dignity, which is going to be, this is what that looks like. These paper fans represent power and dignity, okay? So the divine is letting you know, do all these things. These manifestations can happen with power and dignity, okay? So let's start with your first card, which was the Zen Garden. The Zen Garden represents balance. So the divine is asking that, yes, you do want to manifest, but you don't want to get so overly focused on your manifestations that you start neglecting your duties, whether that be personal, whether that be professional, whether that be emotional or spiritual. Good spiritual hygiene is always paramount for manifesting, as well as making sure that you have a strong anchor in your life, whether that be your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, whoever. But you want to always make sure that you have a strong anchor in your life when you're manifesting. That keeps your energy stable, right? We always want to have stable energy when we manifest, okay? The second one is going to be this, which is these beautiful little daisies that are in a plethora of colors. We call them the rainbow daisy card. This is going to be about purity, innocence, new beginnings, childbirth, true love, loyalty, hope, and freedom. So this may be what you are manifesting. And the divine is saying, keep up that purity, keep up that innocence, and these new beginnings will happen, right? Stay true to yourself, stay loyal to your goals, continue to have that hope and freedom to create, right? Because the hope is what keeps us going, okay? The divine loves us to have hope, right? He loves us to have unfailing loyalty because that is a characteristic of him, okay? So that is the next thing. So have balance, and that balance should produce these new beginnings, right? Because you want to keep pushing forward. The third flash card is going to be the fern garden with the stones. This represents a spiritual growth that will lead to healing, okay? So that's how you're going to get this manifestation. Spirit is telling me that some of us need to do more shadow work. So shadow work basically means confronting those demons that maybe we've had in our childhood past. Our childhood past could be, why do I have abandonment issues? Or why do I pick a certain type of person who may be emotionally unavailable, emotionally abusive? Is that what I think I deserve, right? That spiritual growth that leads to healing will also lead us to that magic word that I always say, worthiness, right? Because that seems to be what we're talking about for this summer, is that you're super worthy of all these blessings. You're super worthy of these manifestations. This is the thing, folks. You can manifest to your heart's content. You can have the right sayings. You can have the right words. You can do everything that you're supposed to do. But if you are not doing this part, the shadow work, if you are not really looking into, why do I have these bad behaviors? Are these bad behaviors hindering me or helping me? As long as you go, you know what? I don't want to talk about why my mom abused me. You know what? I don't want to talk about why that guy treated me like dirt and I stayed with him for years. I'm good. I don't want to talk about the fact that my job has been undervaluing me for years. Okay? See, I'm going with this? You have to talk about that stuff, guys, because that will block the manifestation. Okay? If you want to manifest, you have to believe that you are worthy. That's the basis of all manifestation, is that, hey, I'm worthy of this. Not that I deserve it, I'm worthy. Deserving it and being worthy are two different things. Worthy means that you did the preparation work, that you had the time, that you aligned your spirit and your soul to have the universe go, hey, she worthy, let's bring it, okay? Deserving means that you have the characteristic traits to be handed to it, right? So when you say, I deserve this, yes, you are opening that door to the opportunity. And then when you say, and not only do I deserve this, I'm worthy of this, that's when those manifestations come through. That's also that spiritual growth that will lead to healing. it's the little things. A lot of people think spiritual growth means that you're going to go on a retreat with Yogi Bhajan and you're going to wear a white robe and y'all are going to drink ayahuasca and be in a tent. And that's not really what it is. Spiritual growth is last year, I kept saying yes to things that I know I should have said no to. This year, I'm saying no. It can also be, you know what? This year, I'm deciding to take care of myself and only myself. That's what self-growth is, okay? It's spiritual growth, self-growth. That's what that is. That's how we heal. We heal by breaking those patterns, by breaking the loops. It's not necessarily just about, going on some retreat and having the time of our lives. That's not really what this is about, okay? The next card is our Zen garden, and this part of the Zen garden, it represents water, emptiness, and distance. So this is letting me know when this card comes out and we're speaking about your manifestations, this is letting me know that you're doing too much. Okay, you are way, 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 way too focused on that manifestation to the point where it may be driving you a little crazy. Like, I'm doing everything and it's not coming in, is what I heard, right? And this is what the divine wants. The divine wants you to add some distance to the manifestation. You see that distance? Emptiness, when I see that, that means clear your mind. Stop thinking about the manifestation. Just let the manifestation come to you. And water, get into some water. Maybe do a bath where you can cleanse yourself. Maybe you need to start doing some salt baths. But the most important thing about manifestation is it's exactly like when we say in Baptist churches, pray and let it go. So that's what the divine wants you to do with the manifestation. You asking the divine or saying that manifestation and then releasing it, that's what they want, okay? And the only way that you're able to release that is if you have worked on this, okay? It's really hard if you are traumatized. It's really hard to let go of things if it hurts your feelings, right? If oh my gosh, I'm hurt. I don't want to do this anymore. That's what this is. Spiritual growth is also a hindrance. It's also something that the enemy uses so that you can stay stagnant. So just remember that. So the divine is asking that you remember that you can do this, okay? This last one, I love this one, okay? This is the fun one. This represents confusion, shock, and a pleasant surprise. So what this is telling me is that the divine is hearing your manifestations and he's saying, babe, they're here. I really need you to, pump your brakes and do what I'm asking you to do. I need you to get in that water because water is a great conduit for manifestation. I need you to add a little distance to it and I need you to clear your mind and I need you to have hope and unfailing loyalty in the promise that I have given you that this is how it's going to be. Okay? That's what the divine wants from you. And remember what the bottom of the deck said, right? He wants you to do this with power and dignity. He wants you to manifest with power and dignity. And you know how you do that? More shadow work. It takes a long time to know that you deserve dignity, but it takes a longer time to know that you are powerful. This is why the divine wants me to tell you all that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are divinely made. You are made in his image. That power and dignity, darling, it came with you. It came on the trip. You just had such a wild trip that you forgot, okay? And I don't want you to forget that your divinity lies within you, okay? And as I said that, I just want you to see top of the deck from Two of Wands. So yeah, keep up, listen to this advice, and this is where you're gonna be. You're gonna be right here. And then look at that. Starting off, yeah. So that's what I want for you guys. I want you guys to be able to manifest so that you can celebrate. You can be like, hey, I'm ready to spend this money. You know what I'm talking about? I'm ready. I've been patient. I'm kind. This is that money news. I may get a raise. You see what I'm saying? So this is why it's so important that we focus on the worthiness aspect of it. Now, a lot of you are going to be like, well, I do that, but you're not. If you're doing it, then why isn't it not manifesting? Are we doing it too fast? Are we doing it too slow? What exactly are we doing where our manifestations are not coming through as they should? Okay, so that's really what I would say. The reason that a lot of my manifestations are coming in at this moment in my life is because I am ready for them. I did the shadow work. I have prayed. I have stayed in supplication. I have made sure that everything that I've done is a blueprint to get that alignment, okay? Whether that be a new man in my life, if it's a new man in your life that you want to manifest, yes, you can listen to those subliminals, but you need to start writing down the characteristics. You also need to go to places where that type of man would be. See where I'm going? You're setting yourself up for that alignment. You have to set yourself up for the alignment. It doesn't matter how many things you do if you're sitting in your house, okay? You have to go out. All things require action. Always remember, when Jesus performed miracles, it was always the people he performed those miracles on that would have to do an action. What did he tell the lame man? Take up your bed and walk, right? There's always something you got to do in order to get that manifestation. So this is really important, okay? Those are the rules of it. I am shuffling our today's prayers, and then we will close this session out, okay? I'm really enjoying this session. I hope you guys are enjoying this live. Please feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and tell your friends about what we're doing over here. It's all about that. And then after this, I am going to be doing some hot tea, okay? Because y'all love some hot tea. And I love reading it too. It'd be accurate. Ooh, somebody asked me to elope. Whoop, I'm not going. All right, so the prayer for today comes from Psalms 18, verse 28. If you have not picked up a Bible, I will show you the Bible that I use so that you guys can, get a really good one. This is baby, it's used, honey. This is real. This is realness. But it is called the 1 Year Bible, okay? And it's the New Living Translation, all right? This means that this is for us, okay? It's not a thee, there, hitherto for, could have been, should have been, Lord God thy. It's very straightforward, okay? But this prayer for today is, you, Lord, keep my lamp burning. My God turns my darkness into light, excuse me. So this is to help you. As I said, this is confirmation from when I said, I would like to give my readings so that you have enough light for the step that you're on, right? Because the divine is what will always be a lamp to your feet and a light to your path. And that's what the divine wants you to know is this manifestation can happen. You're almost there. You just need to continue to have that hope, and you need to let go of that bad stuff, okay? All right. So if you'd like to book a reading with me, a one-on-one, please feel free. I think we have a messaging right now on YouTube, which is amazing, but you can go ahead and click the comment section. I have a pinned comment, and click on that, and it'll take you to where I am. We can do a video call. We can schedule a one-on-one. If you'd like to do a reading similar to this, or if you would like to do just a tarot reading or just a flashcard reading, or you just need to hear a word from the divine, I am more than happy to do that for you, okay? But the number one goal right here is we just want to raise the vibe, and we want you all to know just how special and wonderful you are, okay? So from me to you, I bless you, I keep you, and I hope that the divine sees you and protects you in the comfort of his wings. And that is your collective reading.